Let's talk about why kids should play more like Stephen Curry and less like James Harden, at least in organized basketball. First of all, Steph Curry, phenomenal player. I do think though there's a lot of kids out there trying to get out to that three-point line a little bit prematurely, taking maybe some shots that aren't so good, and also maybe messing up their form because they're trying to take these fire shots. Get your form locked in right closer to the basket. Make sure you're solid before you start jumping out here and that your form is still intact. Besides that, I think Curry's game translates a lot better to the way kids should play and translates a lot better to even all the way up to college basketball. Here's why. So when we talk like James Harden, the one thing he's really known for is coming up the court and doing this little setup move here, right? Is between the legs into the crossover, and then he's got his step back, all that stuff, right? He's fun to watch, don't get me wrong. And this video is not like a bash on him. I'm just saying like the way his game is built and the way their team is built isn't really built for the way kids should play. So if you're a kid and you're doing all these setup moves, taking a bunch of dribbles, first of all, there's a couple things happening for a kid that's not happening in the Houston Rockets system and James Harden system. When James Harden does this, he's got a bunch of guys spread out along the court, you know, all over, so he's got the lane to work with, he's got room all up here to work with, right? And he doesn't have the whole defense collapsing on him because all of his teammates, they can shoot the three. So if he does get doubled, he can kick the basketball to someone cutting to the hoop, he can dish it out to someone on the three-point line, right? If they double him, that leaves someone open. But that's not the case for most, you know, college on down. Maybe if you're like Division I, Division II college, yeah, then you'll get a lot of knockdown three-point shooters, and that might be an option for you, but your coach probably isn't gonna like that. You know, they don't want you dribbling a bunch of times. They want you making the quick pass when somebody's open. That's the way Curry plays a little bit more. A lot of running off the screens. A lot of making passes, not over dribbling too much. From time to time, he'll show off a little, but he doesn't go too crazy with it. He gets a lot of his shots off screens and just off of a quick, you know, 1-2 dribbles. So on top of coaches not liking kids dribbling over and over and over like this, there's another reason it's not good. It's gonna keep you from being able to really create anything for yourself or your teammates for that matter. If you're doing a lot of these dribbles to set up your move, you're telling the entire defense that, hey, I'm looking to do something. So some, you know, defensive help's gonna come to try to swarm you out on the three-point line, or they'll start collapsing for you all in the lane, and that takes away those options, right? And if you're thinking of that mindset of, oh, I'm gonna get my shot off no matter what, you could see how that could become a problem. And if you're not like James Harden, who's got some knockdown three-point shooters and guys that know how to cut really well, then having open teammates doesn't help you as much, especially when you're getting pressure from all angles and it's harder to get those passes off, right? So here's what I recommend you do. I think it's best if you go into your moves just thinking, how can I get something off to beat my defender at 1-2 dribbles? So not taking 100 dribbles, just can I do this, and go? Cool. Can I just do this and go? Cool, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't ever take more than 2-3 dribbles if like you're setting up the offense, or let's say you get into the paint and you need to take a couple extra dribbles to retreat and see what your options are. Those scenarios, that's perfectly fine. But what I'm saying is, if you're here doing all these dribbles like Harden does trying to set something up, you're making all those issues that I talked about before more of a problem. And if you go into your 1, 2, maybe 3 dribbles, and you don't got an option to score from that point, then hit the open teammate, right? If you're double teamed, there's somebody open. Hit them with the basketball quicker, keep the ball moving. That's what your coach wants to see more, and the reason he wants to see that more is because when you start doing all this over dribbling, that makes the rest of the offense stagnant. Your teammates are just gonna be like, right? They're not gonna wanna move for you to try to get open. So by keeping the ball moving, you're spreading the court, you're making it easier for you, you're making it easier for your teammates, everyone's happier, everyone's got better chemistry. So if you really wanna unlock your handles in games, what I recommend you do is watch this YouTube video. That's gonna show you some great drills to get these punchy moves that you can count on in games and your coach will love. Subscribe and click that bell icon. I'll see you in that video next.